Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is Dominique, aka Mr. Kid Thunder 2, coming back at you guys again for another video. So what I'm gonna talk about today is, you know what? Let me just keep it really brief with you guys. My folks did not like the Army. I don't know if you guys know that, but they hated the Army. Like, they did not want me to join the Army. Not at all. Totally against it. And it was a struggle to get them to go Army. My whole family is Navy. Mom, a retired senior chief. Dad, retired first class. And then I've got aunts and uncles that are retired too. Everybody's Navy. Plus I have uncles that are still in the Navy right now. And so that's just one thing that, you know, I had definitely coming against me when I was actually joining the military. I never really talked about that aspect in a whole video. So I just wanted to bring it up right quick. My mom, of course, was pro-Navy. My brother, who was also really heavy into my life when I was really joining, he's still heavy into my life, let me not say that. But he wanted me to go Air Force or Coast Guard. Mom wanted Navy. But after looking into the Navy's officer program and looking at their jobs, SWO and SUPO, they definitely weren't for me. And then you have Coast Guard. Coast Guard was never even a thought. As soon as they said Coast Guard officer, I was like, next. Like, nah, the Coast Guard is not for me. Way too much water. Way too much. Navy, I can deal with it. You guys are probably like, wait, what? Navy's not too much water, but the Coast Guard is? Yeah, guys, pretty much, yeah. And then you have the Air Force. When I looked up their rated versus non-rated jobs, nothing appealed to me other than being a pilot, but and end of the day, I don't really want to be a pilot either. So Air Force is definitely not it for me. So it was really between Navy and Army. And then I looked it up, took the OAR for the Navy and did a couple things, looked into it, wasn't for me. Army really leaned towards my goals and really I felt like was gonna bring me to where I wanted to be, because the Army, they build leaders. The Army builds leaders, hands down. They build leaders. The other branches kind of just build managers and supervisors, right? So either way, how I convinced my brother and my mom to be on my side when they hated it. This is totally unscripted, uncut, guys. Literally, here's what I did. When I had to bring it up, you know, they were totally like, no, heck no. You better go somewhere with that mess. You're gonna join the Navy. And my brother was like, anything but that. So getting my mom's blessing was important to me, because this is a career move, you know? I was an engineer at the time, and I was like, okay, I'm about to do this officer thing. I really want your blessing. And no, I did not have her blessing to join the military and to join the Army. So, and all her friends are all retired naval officers too. So what ended up happening is I had to break down the benefits of the Army. And I had to really break down, okay, this is what I want to do with my life, and this is how this is going to help me. This is how this aspect is going to help me. The Army is going to make me into a better leader. PT is going to be good. Growth. I was really trying to connect the dots on every single thing that the Army could do for me. Of course, deployments are going to be thrown in there, but the pros totally outweigh the cons when you look at Army. Even enlisting into the Army in a lot of jobs is better than the Navy. Not every job, but for what I was going through, it's definitely a lot better, guys. It's definitely a lot better. So really what I did is I had to list out all the pros and how it affects me and my life. And when she brought up a con, I was like, okay, but there's this pro. You know what? Say, for example, she said, hey, what happens if you get deployed and you're out on the battlefield and somebody's shooting at you? And then the pro is, well, the job I pick really isn't out on the FLOT, the forward line of troops. I'm really not out on the line. And then even if I was out there on the line, even if I did branch infantry, I'm diligent enough and I'm smart to make the best decisions. Do you not trust me to make the best decision? Have I not made good decisions with my life? Am I dumb? Do I look dumb? Do I act dumb? It was just things like that when we sat down and we really, you know, hashed out. And then eventually after that 2-hour 2.5 long hour conversation we sat down and had, she was eventually on my side about joining the Army. I think this thing's a little blurry right now, guys, so I'm trying to fix it up for you guys, but I don't know if it's gonna be fixed. But either way, it took about 2.5 hours, and eventually she was on my side. You know, my best friend is always like, oh, whatever you want, man. And he calls me D-Hazard. It's so funny. But either way, guys, that's really what happened. I was able to convince her with the pros and the con, with the pros when she brought up a con, because it's a huge thing. Everybody's always worried about, you know, getting shot and dying and things like that. But at the end of the day, you have to be smart and you have to make the decisions that are for you. You know, my parents, I give my mom huge success for bringing me to where I am right now. Huge success to bringing me to where I am right now. Without a shadow of a doubt, love my mom. But at the end of the day, I have to do what makes me happy. You know, you can only bring, you know, your child so far until they have to start making their own decisions for what they want to do. Doing anything else would have made me a very unhappy person. And to live a fulfilling, great life, I had to get out my comfort zone. I had to do something that was gonna push me, make me better. I had to grow. I had to really get out and discover myself. And the Army was the best place to be like, kick me out there. You better fly, bird. You know how the older bird will drop the baby bird out and the baby bird will have to just fly. That was the best way for me to just jump out the nest and make sure I could fly on my own. So yeah, guys, that's basically what happened. That's how I'm in the Army. That's just how, you know, it's how the cookie crumbles, right? So this is my story about how I convinced, you know, my mom to let me join. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can hit me up on Snapchat at KLOP95, Instagram at KIDTHNDR2. I know I'm behind on comments. I'm gonna get to that this weekend, right after I get done with this huge project. And oh, you gotta check out this really cool Vegeta picture I have right here. Very random picture, but it is right here. Vegeta doing Final Flash. Just thought I'd show you guys. Shout out to Walt. That was my Christmas present. Yeah, Christmas present. So anyway, you guys stay tuned. Eventually I'll start packing up, getting ready to go to Germany, finishing up rigor school, going on recruiting orders, being a recruiter for a little bit, doing some officer recruiting, and that'll be it. So like I like to say at the end of all my videos, don't live the same year 75, 80, 85, 90 times and then try and call it a life. My name is Dominique, aka Mr. Kid Thunder 2, and I'm out of here, guys. Peace.